Testing 1 2 testing. Sound looks good. Music looks good. Camera looks good. I look good. What's good, everybody? Hey, welcome back to Southern Magic. It's me, your boy David Dunham. Happy to be back. It is fresh off of the Spotlight Series Atlanta, the very first Spotlight series, first huge MTG sponsored tournament or competitive sanctioned tournament, besides like the RCs, which aren't open. Obviously, this one was completely open to the public, and we got to play, and we did pretty well. We got at least the top 128, which is the cutoff basically for prizing for day 2. We went 10-5 with our build, our take on the green-black mid-range deck. Not a super popular deck well, it was a super popular deck for that weekend, but not one that did particularly well. I'm very happy that my build actually did. It was one that I've been working on for a while, for getting ready for the Spotlight Series, knowing how difficult it was going to be, and all of the downfalls and things that were stopping Golgari from being good. But happy to play. It wasn't that far away. It was only about a 3.5 hour drive for me. Got to hang out with some friends, a lot of people that I don't see since I live up here in Alabama, people from Georgia. So it was a whole ton of fun to see those guys, see people that I know from Discords, and shout out to all of them, and shout out to all the people that helped me practice for the event as well, and kind of getting ready to do as best as I can. And I think that we did the very best we can. I have no misgivings or anything about the deck that we played. It was very sweet, and we got some cool promos out of it, so can't go wrong with that. They were giving out, so to the top 128, they gave foil Terror of the Peaks promos. So everybody that entered got a Terror of the Peaks promo, but only the top 128 got an actual foil of it. So there's only 128 foils of in the world, I think, that are ever going to be printed, from what I understand. So hopefully they're going to be worth a little bit of money. Maybe if Terror of the Peaks sees a lot more play. We're not seeing much play now, but I guess that's okay. But we're going to go ahead and go on to reviewing the deck. And as always, if you guys aren't already, please make sure to follow us on our socials up here, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, and on here. Like, comment, subscribe on the YouTube videos, yada, 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 all that stuff. Okay, but let's go ahead and get into the deck review before we play some games. We did make a few tweaks, so this is post-tournament. Where we made a couple of tweaks to the deck, and I'll kind of go over some of the tweaks that I made. So this is not the list, or reminder, this is a updated list from the actual event. Essentially what we did, we just decided not to play any of the demon package in the main deck. Unholy Annex was not a great card going into this weekend, seeing that Mono Red and Demir mid-range and like the new Pixie deck were really the best decks, and probably the most popular decks going in, expected to go into that weekend. So we just I decided to go ahead and just throw the Unholy Annex into the sideboard. It was, it's an amazing card against the mirror match and against mono white and some of the long game decks, but I wasn't too excited about it in my game ones, and it turned out okay. We honestly, we pretty much hit the nail on the head with the matchups that we played against. We played against almost all red Demir and Pixie decks, with the exception of one Systemic Terror deck and one mid-range, or one Golgari mid-range, one mirror match. So it was very rare that I think I only boarded these Unholy Annexes in once for the whole tournament. Honestly, I think if we had some better luck in those games against the red decks, we could have probably been even in top 8 contention. Honest Noise, what up, man? Yo, welcome to the stream, dog. We're just kind of reviewing the deck that I played over the weekend. I made a few updates to it, so we're going to talk a little bit about those. We played four little Land War elves and four cut down. I think it was really important to like really be interacting and doing stuff on turn one for this format, the standard format. So I decided to just main deck the 4 and 4 of those. And then as you guys, I think you had like, if you guys have tuned in before, like while I played Golgari, I was not a big fan of Land of War Elves beforehand when I had the Unholy Annex in the sideboard. I think it's much better in this iteration of the deck because we're really have like a path to curve stomp our opponent to like actually play a turn 1 elf into a turn 3 drop, or turn 2 3 drop into a turn 3 shieldred into a turn 4 Thrun. So we're able to be a lot more aggressive than we were with the Unholy Annex package. So that is it. We only did 3 cut down for the tournament. That's not something that's changed. Decided to go with 3 just because of some sideboard mapping, and it was one of the cards that I felt like we could shave on and have some kind of some redundancy with some of the 2 mana removal. Shieldred's Edict is something that we did not play with. Instead of Shieldred's Edict, we played 2 Blot Out in the tournament, which Blot Out I thought was very good for getting rid of Kaitos and the Curiosities, the Enduring cards, and having good removal for just good exile based removal. I did find it to be a little I'm not super convinced that Shieldred's Edict is better than Blot Out in many cases. What I do think it is good for is being able to flash back with Sword of Once and Future out of the sideboard, and we'll get to this card later on because this card was a really good choice. Do you not like Vivian Reed, especially having Harvester and Misery in the 75? No, I didn't like Vivian Reed at all. I felt like it was good back when there was like more flyers and enchantments in the format that you actually wanted to minus and kill. Like, so when you were facing off against like the mirror match with I think other Annex decks and Archfiend of the Dross and the other bigger flyers like when Oculus maybe was more popular. But I felt like Vivian was just a little mediocre compared to something like Nissa, even like Nissa or some other stuff. I kind of wanted to be more low to the ground and answer threats like that, and kind of just be more resilient and have like a real clock instead of just a ton of card advantage. So kind of like Thrun took the place of Vivian kind of as like the 5-drop that kind of tries to close out the game instead of just trying to gain more card advantage. So yeah, that was the reason why it's not very good at like versus the decks that have enchantments and flyers now, because like they're just too efficient. Like Dimir, you don't really want it because it might minus and then it just dies immediately the next turn. Stuff like that. Yeah, so that's why we didn't end up running Vivian Reed. Wasn't super impressed with it in testing as well. But yeah, let's see where we left off. Also in the list, we ended up putting. Well, I guess we'll get to that in a little bit. So we did, of course, we got our Dread Knights. Just probably the whole reason to be playing this deck, in my opinion, for one of the best mid-range cards they've printed in a very long time. Terra Sunders, we've gotten the main. It's just I think it's gonna be. It was a really good call because a lot of the decks that you're playing against, you want to be exiling stuff, and if you there's a lot of decks like Pixie and the decks that run like the enduring cards and like incidental like enchantments or artifacts, that if you just have like a Terra Sunder on for 2 mana, it's pretty good. Also, you can afford to kind of run more of these as like reliable removal because we got Land War Elves to kind of ramp into them. Kind of the same as Blot Out for me as well. as well as The End, which is actually like an updated edition, which we'll talk about here in a little bit. So I think like Terra Sunders should be main decked right now if you're playing this deck. And now we get to kind of the 3-drop slots. So these are like the true like 3 drops in the deck. Throwbacks, I mean, it costs 3 mana, but you kind of want to cast it on 4. But there's usually like many different ways to have these 3 drops and the numbers that you have on them. I ran these numbers 2, 2, and 2 because of kind of like the sideboard mapping. I felt like the Preachers and the Glissa Sunslayers weren't very good versus like the blue-black decks like Kaido and like Flood Pit Drowner that constantly wanted to tap your stuff down so you pretty much play these, they get tapped down immediately, and you're just kind of like left holding the bag and not able to do much with them. Sentinel is it's kind of the same, except at least it like leaves behind a map, and being able to like create maps with this thing and then use the maps to like pump up your land war elves to make them actual threats like was really good and came up a lot. Also being able to create tokens for your fountain ports to be able to draw extra cards was amazing. Definitely came out in the kind of some of the slower matchups where the body didn't really matter as much. Well, yeah, so that was the reason we have like 2 of these. We got our throwbacks in the main deck. This is like a card that I just almost always felt myself bringing in, kind of similar to like Terra Sunder, Blot Out, like some of these cards that you just see in the main deck. When I was like playtesting and doing my mapping in the format now, I just felt like I was always wanting to bring them in. So I just decided, hey, why don't we just put them in the main deck? So I have been running throwback in the main in these decks for a while, but I think it was especially important for this format going into it. I think it's really good for being able to kill off curiosity, because you can play this on 5, kill like an enduring creature, and then destroy the artifact or enchantment, and then exile target player's graveyard so it permanently gets rid of it. And then gaining 4 life against red is also very good, and against Pixie, all the modes are just extremely good. Like the deck's aggressive, you're able to destroy like their artifact. They use their graveyard a lot with Storm Chaser's talent and other recursion effects from the graveyard, so you're able to exile those and then kind of keep the game moving. And if they want to like bounce this, then they can. That's what I really liked about a thing I really like about this card too, is that against a lot of the Pixie and the Dimir decks, you want your threats to actually do stuff when they enter the battlefield, because they just so efficiently are able to just bounce them back or tempo you down without you getting the full effect of your creatures. John, what's good, man? What's good, Maxwell? What are you missing in the main for throwbacks and blotouts? No, I guess maybe like there's a lot of versions run like main deck duress, and especially like the nowhere to runs, or definitely like the unholy annex, I guess, again in most of the builds. But like I said, I wasn't a huge fan of unholy annex. Even when I had unholy annex in the main deck, I still ran these. I just think that they're really good cards. And I just decided to put like some of the stuff that I was more often to take out, and also like decks that I didn't think that I was going to see as much of, I put a lot of that in the sideboard. So for instance, like some of the slower decks like Domain and mono white tokens, or the like mono white token control, didn't really think I'd see a lot of that, so I just kept all of my duress in the sideboard. Didn't do like a mix of like cut down or duress like you see a lot of decks do. I just thought it was really important to be good in the aggressive matchups. So yeah, that's why I'm kind of make the decisions that I made. Nameless Dreamer, what up? How come no love for Scoos? Yo, Scoos. Yeah, Scoos was something that I had tested a little bit. It was an okay card. I didn't think that it did enough in the red matchups, and as well as in like the graveyard. So going into this tournament, I don't think that a lot of people really respected the graveyards in this deck. There's really only one graveyard deck, like true actual like graveyards focused deck. And technically two if you count Oculus, but the Simic Terror deck. And a lot of the cards like Scavenger News are okay. Usually gets bounced. It doesn't like take care of like all the cards in the graveyard, which if you're not like you can't have stuff. You can't just like play a Ghost Vacuum against Simic Terror like you can against Oculus and expect everything to kind of be okay. You have to really be able to get rid of all the cards in the graveyard, which is why I prefer Throwback. Is like incidental graveyard hate in the deck. That's also, I mean, very not even incidental. It's just very good graveyard hate in the main deck in combination with a lot of other stuff. So yeah, that's why I didn't end up running skews. So there's some builds. I mean, in some formats where it probably can get played, but it was a card that didn't really have like a fit in the deck compared to like a lot of the other choices that I actually made. It's just slapping. What are your thoughts on the new skews from Bloomburrow? It's okay. It's a lot of people were really hype about it. I forget what it's called. What's the card called? It's like double green and a 3/3 and a raccoon, and then whenever you can pay one colorless to exile stuff. It wasn't as good. Yo, Terrio, man. Thanks for the raid, dog of 55. Welcome from Terralio's 15 stream. Yo, man, wow. What's up, Easy? Yo, we're doing good, man. We're doing good. Just kind of reviewing this green-black deck that I played at the Spotlight Series to a top 128. So I've just been talking to the chat about like a little bit about the deck and how it functions and why I make the changes that I made before we start getting into some games. Yeah, Keen-Eye Curator, that's the card that I was thinking of. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that it was like, I think the double green was like a lot for people to invest on like right away and without getting incidental advantage, kind of like Scoos does, and incrementally bigger like Scoos does. Unless you like exile like 4 different types or something like that. It probably just didn't stand out as much as that card. So, but yeah, Scoos is okay. Nice Golgari, let's go. Preach. Yeah, I was really happy to play this list at the Spotlight Series in Atlanta. Got us a Terra to Peach foil, so that was pretty sweet. But I digress. All right, let's kind of continue on with a little bit of the deck so we can kind of get into some games. So The End was a card that I actually had in my sideboard originally for the Spotlight Series. After looking at some sideboard mapping and kind of its interaction with a lot of stuff in the game, I decided to go ahead and just move it into the main deck because I was bringing it in pretty much in almost every matchup. And we wanted an extra piece of like exile base removal. It took the place of one Anoint with Affliction in the main deck that we played in the tournament. And I felt like Anoint with these two are not exactly the same, obviously, but with adding like another 2 mana removal effect, I felt comfortable with like putting like the Anoint in the sideboard since it came out a lot and a lot of the slower matchups. There wasn't as much Mosswood Dread Knight, which is one of the main reasons to really have this card. So I just went ahead and just put it in the board. It was fine. What score? I got 119th, I believe. You should be able to look me up. It's under David Dunham. Green black, obviously. So you play the Terror sideboards for the mirror because it just outclasses all of the crabs. C's played in the terror side. Oh, okay, that's why. Okay, never mind. Okay, I was mixing up what you were saying right there. Sweet. So let's see. Loved Gix's Command, loved Thrun. Gix's Command I thought was a really good call to have two of. I thought that the aggressive decks were going to be in full force. Pretty good against Dimir and phenomenal against the Pixie decks. I didn't think there was going to be some more Jeskai Convoke decks in the format. So, yo, dude, thanks for the follow, man. I appreciate it. Hope you come around more often. I stream, like try and stream every Tuesday around 7 o'clock, 7 to 9. So appreciate the follow. And then Thrun I think was another reason why these decks started winning a lot more. Restless Dreams? No, I think Restless Dreams, it was kind of blocking it. But Dreams, man, thanks for the follow, dude. I appreciate it a lot. Yeah, Thrun was a house against pretty much any of the blue decks, any of the Kaito decks or Drowner decks. Them not being able to like put out a threat that they're just not able to just tap down or like interact with easily is really, really important. And I also think that it was really good in the mirror matches, really good as a finisher against the big mana decks that just can't be touched, it can't be countered. And then being able to like post board strap a sword onto this thing is a house. I can't believe I wasn't already following since it. No, dude. It's all good. It's all good, Bill. Yeah, nameless streamer. Oh my god. So the lands are there like essentially for like all of the green black lands, and so there has been different numbers on these lands. A lot of them have started like dropping Fountain Port in favor of more Soulstone Sanctuaries, or even like Mizra's Foundry, the one that you can make a 2/2 artifact creature and then it can pump attacking ones. I think this deck makes a lot of tokens. That's kind of incidentally, and Fountain Port is just phenomenal for being able to make you use like the Sentinel tokens, possibly maybe the Vampire tokens, the food tokens made with Restless Cottage. You're just able to get a real advantage out of them. So I definitely still wanted to have one of them in the 75. And then 2 Soulstone Sanctuaries, just because it's just a really good creature. Honestly, just a free 3/3. The types really matter in the main deck, but out the sideboard we do have the Unholy Annexes, so it can count as a demon. Which is 5/4. It feels like it's so much. Well, the deck normally runs 4 Forest, I believe. 4 Forest, 5 Swamp is what I've seen the majority of people do. But I felt when I was playing games, I really wanted to like have my colors. There's a lot of different colors in the deck. At the top end, there's a lot of double colored stuff. And being able to just kind of have your green on one for your elves, and then be able to hit have your black mana later on is super important. So I just went ahead and just ran more of the basics. All right, then we get to the sideboard. For Duress, just because I think that against the decks that you really want this card, you want to see it every game, and you want to see it multiple times to be able to get rid of like Sunfalls and other cards like Up to Beanstalk, or they're like hard advantage spells that you're just like a little bit harder to interact with on the board. So I think you really want 4 of these in your board for these decks. The one Anoint with Affliction, and we move to the sideboard just for like aggro, the mirror match, and Dimir. This is another spicy card that it's kind of been a personal favorite of mine from the old days. I don't know if you guys remember Ratchet Bomb. Ratchet Bomb was a really good card in Magic for a long time. Essentially, every turn you put a counter on this card, and then you can tap it to sacrifice and destroy each non-land permanent equal to the value of oil counters on it. The last line is kind of flavor text. I don't know if I'll ever be able to like have 10 oil counters among permanents I control to deal 10 damage to any target. But this card I think is really, really good versus the decks like Convoke and the Convoke style decks that have 1-drops that just make random tokens, or decks that just generate a ton of tokens and a ton of materials on board. And I found that it was also really good against Pixie because that deck runs a ton of 1-drops that you're normally not able to really interact with cleanly. But if they just like put all of their stuff on board and then you just play this and they don't have ways to bounce them back constantly or just are stuck with them on the battlefield, then you're able to actually clean them up from the board so they're not able to use them as resources later. So I was a huge fan of this card. Also against like the red decks, it was still just as good, being able to punish them for paying a bunch of 1-drops. And if a big thing that it did was that it slowed my opponent down a lot, because they didn't. If I played it on 2, if they played a 1-drop and I was on the play and I played that on 2, then if they had 2 more 1-drops in play, they didn't want to play them. So what they would normally do was like start playing 2-drops, and then all right, well, I'll go ahead and pump it, like put another oil counter on it again. Then next turn, like kill 2 or 3 of their 2-drops, and yeah. So it always felt like a pretty good card. Didn't ever feel slow in a lot of spots, and it being able to have an instant speed board wipe against your opponents was really relevant, especially against Convoke, because that deck puts a ton of stuff on the battlefield on their turn and it basically kills you. So sword, this card is like a card that kind of just got overlooked, I feel, in a lot of these decks. Like the swords have been in standard. It's the one that gives protection from green and red that's in standard. I forget exactly which one that is, but this is the other one that came out from Marching Machines, Sword of Once in the Future. Protection from blue and black, perfect. Like, I think that's exactly what you wanted versus Dimir, and being able to ramp this out with your Land of War elves and be able to make your elves, basically turn your elves into like runs against that deck is really good. So the 2 modes is when it deals damage, you Surveil 2, which is solid, and then you can cast a instant or sorcery from your, with 2 mana or less from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. Now the fun thing about this card that I think a lot of people overlooked is that if you have a Mosswood Dread Knight in your graveyard, it will see Dread Whispers as a sorcery with CMC 2 or less. So you can actually cast the adventure half of Dread Knight from your graveyard with this card, and then just have like a free Dread Knight, and just a free draw, and then be able to play it as a creature, possibly attach a sword to it. It was so much advantage, and usually when I hit it, like my opponents, especially in testing, they just scooped immediately. It was really, really good. It is a little awkward, I think, in some of the blue decks. Who is this? Yo, welcome. Thanks for the follow, man. I really appreciate it. Hope you guys check us out on all of our socials as well, like all of our Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, just all the ones up here. Yeah, all the ones that they say up there. I also have a blue sky. If you guys want to check us out on that, Southern Magic without the E. We'd love to have you guys stop by and check us out for more content. Okay, so yeah, enough gushing about this card. I really liked it. Definitely liked it over the weekend. Wouldn't trade it out, I don't think. But it, like, I think I was saying that it was a little awkward with this town ain't big enough, because they can just bounce this card back to your hand and kind of get around the protections that the creatures have. So I didn't put it in much against those types of decks. Man, I wish I could actually see the chat on that, but thanks for the follow, dude. Back, there we go. It is just back. Thanks for the follow, dude. Appreciate it a lot. What are you saying? Sees Faye for free, yeah. Blue ski, yeah, my bad, Maxwell. Damon, yo, man, thanks for the follow, dog. Yo, appreciate it. Oh, and you with the raid. Oh, I didn't even see it. Oh, dude, no, appreciate it, man. Holy crap, man, we're getting a lot of folks in here, guys. Yo, Welcome from the raid. Welcome from the raids. Hope you're enjoying yourselves. We're just talking a little bit about the green-black mid-range deck that we piloted in the Spotlight series, getting top top 28, 120. God, not if only. Let me tell you guys, if I would have, there was 4 red decks that got me in this tournament, and I think if I would have been able to like beat those red decks like I have in testing and like I have like throughout the rest of the tournament, I would have been in top 8. Like it would have been a clean, it would have been too easy. I think that we definitely did have the correct deck for that weekend. Man, yeah. Yeah, we are eventually gonna get. We're gonna get into these games here in a little bit. We're just talking a little bit about the changes that I'm making. Nowhere to Run. Originally, we had tried it out in the main deck in our testing, and found that we just like kind of had like too much removal. Because originally these Thruns were like in the sideboard. But yeah, like it ended up really liking Thrun, the finisher in the main deck, and we just had, between all the cut downs, go for the Throat Shield, Edict, Terrors Under Blot Out, like all of the stuff that we had as removal, we just decided to put them in the sideboard, and I wasn't disappointed by having them in here. Really loved them. Really love that you can get around Ward and Hexproof with them. Harvester of Misery we have as a 2 of, I think was a really good call. It was a phenomenal card. Really good as like a threat against the against the matchups like Demir and Pixie, where we were kind of cutting the 3s and some even like sometimes cut the Shieldreds in certain matchups, and being able to put in like an additional threat of to be, and also like kind of a threat that allows us to be more controlly was really important. So yeah, like I do highly recommend Harvester of Misery in this format right now. Nissa, just always just a great card in a long game. Phenomenal, usually wins the game when it comes down. And like I said, yeah, we got the sideboard Unholy Annexes. So yeah, what we're gonna do now, we've gone through it, we're just gonna go ahead and get into some ranked games. We're just gonna play 5, kind of play it like a league, 5 matches of ranked best of 3, and kind of see how things go. And keep record. We'll keep keeping track of the records up here. And if you guys have any comments or have any questions about anything, definitely let me know in the chat. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into some games, guys. Okay, yo, what's up, man? Yo, thanks for joining. Damien Golgari should have a pretty good matchup against Red. Just bad variance. Yeah, like if you would have seen those games, it was pretty bad variance. A lot of the times we had I had a good start against Red, but nothing to really finish off the game. Against Red, you really want to be killing their stuff early, because a lot of your creatures and even the 3-drops, even Shieldred, don't really match up really well against them if they've got spells to really back them up. So you really need to be killing their stuff and getting on board. After that, and we kind of flooded out a little bit against like the red decks that I remember losing to, and some of our red players were actually just like really skilled and playing around like Geek's Command and Harvester of Misery. Well, we don't know what we're going to be playing against, but our opponent is going first, so we may actually want to be interactive, so we're going to go ahead and keep this. We'll kind of be more of the controlling player right now. Okay, so it is blue-black, so it is good that we kept some interaction here. What I think I'll do is actually play a Restless Cottage first. Trapped here. Oh, yo, coffee me. Okay, thanks for the tier 1 sub, man. Appreciate, just putting it back in, putting it back into the business. Appreciate it, dude. And thanks guys for like coming by, joining the stream. Okay, so we got that. I think what I'm going to do, so I'm going to play a Restless Cottage here, see what they do. Okay, so they're not really doing much of anything either. Maybe waiting for us to do stuff. Just go backwater. I'm not sure. We might not be playing against. I wonder if this is blue-black control. That'd be interesting. We'll go ahead and play our Blooming Marsh here and pass. bag like the Unholy Annex in the side because the opponent won't see it in game one and be prepared for it. Yeah, I guess that is a call. I didn't think about that really. I just felt like it was like kind of more of a sideboard card. So I was just like, yeah, like I think like you really want to be hedging. It's not very good against Demir, not very good against Pixie. Definitely not very good against the red decks and aggro decks, so I just went ahead and just put it in the board because of how it is a powerful card, but just not against those matchups. Mm. Okay, so we are playing against like a type of control deck. I don't know what. Our opponent's doing some interesting stuff. This card's interesting too. Spellguard, just counter target spell and just get card advantage. If not, that's pretty good. That's a pretty solid card. Well, we do have the ultimate counter spell blocker. Throw this down. Does he scoop to it? He probably won't. Probably have some type of board wipe. Honestly, maybe a sacrifice effect. We'll see. I hope we do. We got like a backup Thrun. Get in there with the kicks. Nice, nice. And do we play the Shieldred? I'm tempted to, but I feel like it plays a lot into a board wipe. So what I may do is just play the elf and then make a token. It might be the Omniscience Reanimator deck. I don't feel like it is. Yeah, I think they just have like kind of some awkward removal against the stuff that we're doing. All right. Yeah. Make a fish. I don't even want to animate the cottage. Yeah, not really. I think I'm just going to keep on going, keep attacking, put them on a clock. Let's see. So if we do play the Shieldred, it'll put them to 9 possibly. When they draw, if they board wipe, we don't really have enough damage to come back. So we'll just keep passing. And to make them jump first. We've kind of got all of the advantage here. It's usually, yeah, it is usually blue-white. Ooh, Doomsday's Crusader. They don't have the man land down, so at least we're kind of safe from that. We can hopefully win next turn. Them exile. Yeah, it is like the Reanimator Omniscience deck. That was an interesting deck to see. I saw like that deck, the concept of that deck earlier on in the format, but it was with like blue-green with like Doppelgang and made a ton of tokens with it. It was interesting, that's for sure. So yeah, let's go ahead and kill this. Make a token. I'm assuming some brews are, yeah, some people are probably brewing on it, trying to perfect the list a little bit. I don't know what the highest rank it got. I know it did pretty well in day 2 from what I remember. Okay, so let's see. We can animate this. It's enough to kill them? It is. They do have to do something. Yeah, let's go for it. Let's try and go for the win. Kill spell. Okay, anoint with affliction. Okay. We have enough to. No, we don't. Don't have enough to do that. We will make a fish though, since we have the mana up. And I gotta cross fingers and hope he doesn't have a Jace here. It's possible that he does. He's just trying to hold back. Oh, okay, we didn't. All right, sweet. Nice, nice. Well, we made it past this guy. All right, so he is blue-black control, so we do want these to rest here. Get these in here. Throw me some Unholy Annex, Nissa, and Sword of Once and Future. Sure. These. Take out take out the Go for the Throat. So we've got like other like ways to remove his stuff. And then a card I'm a little less excited about is Sentinel of the Nameless City, more for aggro. And yeah, let's see it. I'll play this. Is Annex liability after a demon? Yeah, sure, but I mean, in the meanwhile, like, it is going to give us some good. They are still control, and it's going to get us some card advantage. Yo, Brandon, thanks for the follow, by the way, man. Appreciate it. Hope you guys are enjoying the stream. And then showing some stuff off. Nah, you have soul stones. I think he's meaning like the Doomsday Executioner after he cast it, and then we're just starting to draw extra cards afterwards. It helps them deck out. Usually when they try on Doomsday Excruciator, they usually have a Manland or Jace to mill us for the rest of the cards. So by then it's like, whatever. Like they either they have it or they don't at that point. Usually this deck does have like a bad matchup, honestly, against these blue-black demon decks. Namely because of the Excruciator. Also, like, it can just gain the board wipes, and it can just gain a ton of advantage with their own stuff. Definitely gonna mulligan this. This one's better. Keep this. Do I mean to keep the Geeks Command? Probably not. Probably should have boarded that out instead of the Sentinel of the Nameless City. Yeah, they just don't. I guess maybe they're playing the. We can just get like 2 cards back and then kill, like, if they're what's the card called? God, Archfiend of the Dross, and kill one of their creatures that they have. But we'll deal with that later. All right, so draw. We got a sword. Thinking I will. We don't have. I guess we could ramp into the Unholy Annex if we get the black land. So we'll just go ahead and start off with Elf. And we only full send. Yeah, you're goddamn right, we only full send. Well, Fiddlesticks. Sure, we'll go ahead and play a Dread Knight. Try and be aggressive. See if he's got the Annex, or not an Annex, but the Anoint. Alright, he's got the Anoint. That's annoying. Not sure how this deck actually adapted. He does have real counter magic. That was something that I didn't like about this deck before. Is that, like, just felt like it didn't have any counter magic. Or the Annex. Do we just jam? He cleared a way for a counter spell. No, we'll clear it away for a counter spell first. There's no super big rush. Okay, let me take a Jace. That's pretty good because they do have the demon in hand. Playing a Shieldred. Right. We'll go ahead and block that out now. Excuse me. To a land. Don't have a second black though. That's what I was talking about when we really want to like see like our other colors, because we are stuck with not being able to play the Shieldred. Do know he has Doomsday Excruciator coming online. That's honestly unfortunate. I don't think that we're really able to do anything against us. Go ahead and play a sword. Then go ahead and pass. He's got the Restless Reef up. Alright, going to draw. Draw a clue. Get a land. You got the right land. Alright. Doomsday Excruciator. Now if we draw a... I was thinking if we drew an extra black, we could possibly like be able to take this out and all the other copies with the end, but unfortunately we're not able to. You know, we'll just have some fun. Strap this sword onto here and duress him. See what we would have gotten. None of these matter. Duress. Let's see what he's working with. Alright, so he's got more hard counter spells. For the post board, we're gonna be good to know that stuff, but we can go ahead and concede this one. Okay, so like I was saying before, I was thinking about not keeping in the Gix's commands. I don't really know that he has like Shieldred and just like probably tons of removal. It may actually be okay. We are on the play though, so it's possible that we want to just make sure to like be aggressive, and like one of our best ways of winning this game is like having like an aggressive start and then being able to disrupt their board wipes or removal and close the rest of the damage up Shieldred or Thrun. So we'll just go ahead and put the commands in. Or put the Sentinels in. Probably just fine to have that like Sentinel over command. It does clock fairly well and doesn't die to cut down. Yeah. It is true, but if they do have cut down, I assume they would use it on the elf. I don't think that these decks normally have cut down, if I'm not mistaken, or they don't keep it in. Because cut down, besides killing an elf, it's really just a bad card. Like, it can, like, kill a Mosswood Dread Knight, but I'm just going to get the advantage from it anyways. Oh yeah, so this is pretty good. This is fine. Turn 1 elf. We don't have a 3-drop to throw down, but we would possibly get a turn 3 Shieldred. Ooh, possibly. Go ahead and play this as a creature. Start clocking. He's just gonna go ahead and anoint. And then removing the Shelly. Alright, I had to go for the throat for the Shelly. Some duress. See what you have working with. Take a Jace. And then sure, take the board wipe. Attack. Well, we do see they have the Excruciator in hand, so this is going to be pretty bad since we don't have a clock going. So we'll play this. Play the throwback. We'll go ahead and exile the graveyard. Keep them from being able to. How many did I? Okay, yeah, just one. From being able to collect evidence on Deadly Cover Up. Play cut down in game 1. Yep, yeah, most likely play cut down in game 1. Oh, we got Terror Thunder. This. Draw. And get in there. And then they have the demon. Or do they? They don't have a. Oh, they don't have a basic swamp or island to be able to play this just yet. So we're at least in the clear for that for a little bit. Another elf. Okay. Play this. See if we can find a way to get rid of the Shieldred. That's not fun. Go ahead and float this mana here. animate the cottage. Or actually, no. It's a 2/3. So we can just activate the Soulstone Sanctuary and be a reliable blocker. They should put Thoughtseize in Foundations. Yeah, good luck with that, buddy. I don't even know if they'll ever reprint that card into standard Magic anymore. So good. Okay, Preacher to Schism. We'll play it. Right now, the only reason that we're not dead right away is because he doesn't have a basic. This deck has always been pretty hard to beat. Another land. Just go ahead and play it. Get in there with Preacher. Just make a 1/1. Doesn't really do much of anything else. Possible we just want to like have good blocks. If we were drawing cards from it, it would be a little different, but I don't think we need to. I don't think attacking with it does anything. We need to get rid of the Shieldred before that. Okay, draw to discard. It's gonna be a hard one. As soon as I found this basic to turn on these Gloomlink Verges, we're almost certainly dead. Deuce, yeah, they're just trying to look for it. You're gonna gain a ton of life from the Shieldred anyways. Excuse me. Okay, so now doesn't even need a basic. You just need to find another black source. I know where else. We'll just hold it. We're still just looking for a removal spell for the Shieldreds. It might be a little too late, though. Gained so much life. Yeah, next turn. So next turn they go, oh, Roomscar Demon? Oh my god, I haven't seen this card in ages. I forgot it was even in Foundations. Oh my god, so I guess he just tutors up, he'll tutor up a Jace. Can he simply... Yeah, if he has one more land, he can play Demon and into Jace and then mill us, and then that's game. Draw. Nope. Yeah, I'll let him do his thing. Why not? Let him have his fun. He's attacking. Maybe he actually searched up the basic instead to be able to guarantee this. The gift command may have actually been pretty good. You know, we've been able to kill this Shieldred and get back our own Shieldred. Okay, there we go. And there's the Jace. Then minus. All right. Yeah, this deck was, there's not one that was on my radar as trying to beat, honestly. This deck is like one from, like, all the way back. He's still innovating on stuff from all the way back in the World Championship last year. And this deck is basically nowhere to be found in Standard now. Well, maybe it's time for a comeback, who knows? Yeah, I mean, seems pretty good against us. That's for damn sure. Like against everything else, I'm not 100% sure, but you know, some people still really like playing it. Let's just run into the next one. Go ahead and update the record. 1L. Taking the L's, folks. See, play against. I think that deck's honestly still pretty good. Probably a pretty good deck to, maybe a good deck to play on the ladder. I don't know how well it does against like Doomare Bounce or like even mid range or even the red decks, but you know it's something. I think all the removal it has is probably pretty good against the red decks. Okay, take notes. I don't want to take notes. I'm out of school. Ever since I got out of school, I don't take any more notes in my life. Okay, opponent's going first again. This is probably still a fine hand if we're on the draw. Yeah, we are playing against red, but it's not aggro red. It's turn 1 Llanowar Elves, so they're gonna see if they play a 3-drop here. It might be like the ramp deck. It's like dinosaurs? That's interesting. And 1 mana, any color. I'm not super excited for what he's ramping into. I'm not sure if I should stop this here or just wait to see what he plays and then kill it. You know what? I'll wait to see what he plays. Actually play, like, try and kill the big thing instead of just trying to stop him from ramping stuff out. What is this? Oh my god. You're cooked. Reach and War 2. Other creatures you control. Power 4 greater, gain trample and haste. Okay. So he's just ramping out into something big to give it trample and haste. So we'll attack with this thing. I think just because of the curve, we will go ahead and go for the throat this. And then play our Llanowar Waste into the Preacher. Preacher blocks everything pretty well. So unless he plays like a flyer this next turn, then I think we're sitting kind of pretty. Still not a bad spot. We've got a 4/4 out, given all the rest of their stuff ramp. Yeah, so this is some sort of ramp deck at the very least. So he's playing that to get an extra mana. Oh, is he fighting? Is he fighting or punching or something? Oh, Monstrous Emergence. Okay. Alright. I'll see you. Nice. Okay. Now let's see. It may be time to may want to try and get down this Gix's command next turn. Just still continue to block. Yeah, we'll just use try to use the creature as a trump blocker. And then next turn be able to, oh my god, this thing. Alright, place that and draw. Us gets a land. Attacks with this. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna block it. Two going to 9. Okay, so play land. Gix's command. Unfortunately, he's got another 4-power creature, so it's not going to do anything there, but we can maybe blow this up. Why not? Just kind of get our 2-for-1 out of it, and hopefully, I hope that's good enough. And then try and hope to come back next turn. I don't know if he has a lot of double red stuff, but he does not have a second red. Okay. Let's see if he's got a finisher. Does not. Alright, good for us. Okay. So yeah, so now we've got some good stuff. our the end is actually online, we can use this for 2 mana and then exile this. That may actually be better than playing the Shieldred and trying to hold something up, because if he just like kills it, because he hasn't been playing anything, he may just have like another monstrous emergence to kill the Shieldred. So maybe I'll hold on my upkeep, be able to hold up the end on his turn. Go ahead and pay for the ward. And now we get to take all the other copies of it. So he does have a bunch of like double red cards. All right, we were right about that. Bunch of really good double red cards too, so we're hoping he doesn't get that red. Okay. And then taking these, what does the rest of his deck look like? He's got Golta, 4 Trumped and Carnosaur, 2 Overlords, this card's pretty cool. Okay, you draw another Bone Dregator, Arcturus Charms, 6/6s, Emergence, and then the rest of them, some manlands. Okay, alright. So we selected those. Okay, they're all out of the deck, so we don't have to worry about any hasty guys. Pass, so draw. Please no red. Alright, well, this is not the best, but we'll take it. Should probably just use something as a chump blocker. I just used the land as a chump blocker. The end cost 2, and you just see, oh yeah, eat this damage. Okay. So we can't just take an attack from this thing. We do want to chump block. I don't know if I want to chump block with a actual card though. Yeah, we'll chump block with the manland. See if we can keep fading the. See if we can keep fading the red source. Okay, now we're able to double spell. Does it? No, it does not. So, one, colorless, black. This is why we don't keep the auto tapper on, folks. We definitely go into your setting. If you're playing Arena, go into your settings, make sure to fix and say that you don't want the auto tapper, so that you could avoid mishaps like that and me taking an extra point of damage when I don't need to. Let's see, I have Arcturus Charm. Oh, man. Not even a fight spell, it's just a straight up punch. Okay, Llanowar Elves. I'm in danger again. We'll double spell. Auto tapper only makes correct decisions. Oh my god, you have not been playing Arena long enough. The auto tapper wants you to fail miserably. Okay. We will just use the Llanowar Elf as a chump blocker this time. No attacks. Oh, it doesn't want us to chump block with it. Welcome. To commit real cards, sis? Boo. Dread Knight. I really can't. That's Dread Knight. That's the one that we care about the least. Sentinel can at least has yeah, maybe we'll find a way to like gain life. Another Shieldred or something. Cottage. let's start off with map on the Sentinel. See if it's a card that we actually want to draw. It's another Dread Knight. We don't want to draw that. We do want to draw something. I don't know how long we can afford. We can just avoid like waiting for the second red to kill us. We'll simply play attack, get another look-see. An actual card I want. That's a card I want. Actually wouldn't mind drawing that sooner now. And you know what? If they get the red source, they get the red source. So be it. You got it? Right on time. Okay. Oh, so this one's an interesting one. It's not one that we quite have for our plan. I think we want the Anoint. Don't really care about that. It's possible that the Unholy Annexes are okay. It's kind of like a mid-range deck. Maybe decent. And then possibly Nissa. More of like an aggressive style ramp deck than a mid-range deck. So some of these may not be as great. Cut down's pretty decent for killing elves, and they also have other mana rampers, so we may want to get rid of those. More aggressive cards, more of those, more of those. Throwback can, yeah, I can destroy the Overlord, so not bad. Run doesn't seem like a very good card. It's like it can come down, but it doesn't seem to like be able to attack past a lot of their stuff. So I'm less excited about having that. We'll shave maybe a couple of these cut downs. We're on to play, I guess. Not the most exciting thing that I wanted to do, but could also just be these Sentinels. Sentinel also just doesn't really attack past what they have very well. So if I can start putting counters on it, then sure. But if I missed the first time, then it's not that great. Yeah, maybe I'll shave these. Have the cut downs to be able to kill elves. Keep this. Their elves are way more important than our elves. Okay, we'll keep this. A turn 1 elf. Pass. All right. Mosswood. Pass. I think we didn't draw cut downs here. We've not been playing anything. Oh, there's something that we can cut down. Yeah, sure. We don't have much to use this on anyways. We can also use blot out on it. Yeah, we'll go ahead and use blot out. I can't think of anything that I need to exile in this deck. So we'll just use it as being a more mana efficient way to kill something. Why Mosswood and not the draw spell? Because we're trying to. It's less about like making this game last longer, because the longer we make this game last, their top end is going to outclass our top end. So we really want to play this on the creature side so that we can start being the aggressor in this spot, because they're not doing anything, and we're just able to just like start hacking away at them, playing Shieldred, and they're not going to have a good answer for it. Got some kind of instant. The Trumpeting Carnosaur? Possibly? Archer's Charm. Oh, right. Of course. We knew they had Archer's Charm. So they can ramp mana with this. You can play a 5-drop now. Yeah, I think mainly like you want to there's some the times you want to use Mosswood's Dread Knight draw Dread Whispers, the draw effect first is, oh, I forgot that's how this card worked. So this is like probably the best punch spell that's ever been printed, because you can just reveal a big creature from your hand and use it. Makes it way better than all of the other ones. He's 11. And he's got this card coming up next. So what I think I'll do is I'll just try to get this damage in while I can. Try and get these extra attacks in, extra point of damage. And then next turn, if he chooses to play the Dracosaur, then we can make him sack it and attack for lethal. I get the Overlord. Boo. Overlord. Okay. Oh, but we follow up with a throwback, though. That's pretty good. Then we're gonna have to, like, let this Mosswood Dread Knight go, because we need our mana. Don't think we want to, like, exile their graveyard, so we're just going to destroy the enchantment. Look at that. I remember Ravenous Chupacabra? Savage. Alright, we're back to being the aggressor. On board. Nice. It's not a token. Get in there with the kicks. Okay. On to game 3. Back at this stuff again. I still don't think that there's anything we need to change. Don't think Duress is going to be very good. There's a world where we possibly put this Nissa in. Can't see for what, though. Cut downs are going to be more useful in killing their elves, since we're on the draw now. Yeah, we'll win it. Fortune is not very aggressive, but I do have a cut down for the elf if they have it, so I think this can be okay. Didn't have the elf, damn it. You cooked. It's over. It's Jover. Oh, they don't have any 2-drops. Oh, this was the worst. Anything here? Still nothing. Okay. But we are getting runner lands at least, so that's something. We're going to play this Glissa. Archer's Charm. And be able to ramp. Sure. So this isn't great. We weren't able to disrupt their ramp, and now they're possibly going to be playing a ton more cards. No, boo. We're gonna fight. Yep. Basically. Okay. What I think I'll do. Play on upkeep. Or on their draw step. We'll put a stop here just in case too. And we're gonna end them on the draw phase. See if we can snipe another Outcast or Trailblazer from their hand. They have any? They do not. So nothing but straight gas from here on out, folks. Alright, let's see what they have. So they still have 4 of these. We're going to take these. You can at least stop their card advantage. Look at all these elves. All these elves we could have tried to kill. Brutal. Okay. Take all those. Did it take all of them? Okay, yeah, it took all of them. These legendary? They're not legendary. So we're going to die pretty quickly. And then another cut down. What I'll do is hold up the Terrace Under. And Terrace Under one of the Hammer Skulls. See how they want to play it. They could just play both of these now. It's the most mana efficient thing. And they're just not. They're just not. So they both get. Oh, they get trample. Yeah, trample and haste. Oh my god. I was gonna try and chump block with the Fountain Port, but that's not gonna happen. Well, GG's, dude. He had to think. She would have been able to draw anything other than the cut downs. We'll go ahead and skip to him out of respect. He's not doing anything fun like our last opponent. Our last opponent was doing combo-y stuff. He's just beating us down with guys. Big booty guys. Alright, so not a great start, but we also haven't played against the decks that we wanted to play against. So if I was expecting these decks at the Spotlight series, or honestly, even at like RCQs, I would be building this deck very different way, with very different sideboard cards. So unfortunately, not starting off gas. Okay, add another loss to it. Alright, down to game 3. But at least hope you guys today are going well. If you have any requests or anything like that, make sure that you guys are also you also join our Discord, the Southern Magic Discord without the E. There should be a link to it somewhere on Twitch, and then kind of keep up with what or any announcements or streams that we have coming up. Golgari been not getting there against the rogue meta. No, like honestly, like that's the thing with like control and like the mid-range decks. Like if you're not building your deck based on like what's actually in the meta, it's gonna be kind of hard to like win games. Like you can like beat them like decently, but you're not gonna have any real edge against what they're gonna be doing. The majority of people are gonna be doing. Which is why a lot of like Golgari, you won't see like traditional control, like counterspell control anymore, because they're just not one that's been tuned to what people are actually doing. And I think that the more people figure that out, the better these decks are going to be. Inward opponent. All right. Rusty's Pikachu? Is that supposed to be a reference? Oh, it's just a draw. Okay, well, they're not going to count that one. I don't know where that guy went, but apparently Rusty's Pikachu prematurely got knocked out. Had to go to the Pokemon Center and just call it a draw. Hi. Yeah, I think these are going to be some of the last standard games that I play in a while. I've got to get ready for the regional championship in Portland, which is going to be modern. So I've sleeved up my Demir Oculus deck to be a sweat and get practice with that. Unfortunately, like that weekend is also going to be the same weekend as the pre-release for Aether Drift. And from what I understand, like it's supposed to be legal that day. So if some busted stuff comes out in the Aether Drift set, then it's gonna make getting ready for that event very difficult. Okay, so opponent's going first. You gotta cut down Mosswood. This is gonna be a keep. You're playing something spicy and not being a meta slave for the RC, right? No, I was like, yeah. I was just saying, I'm gonna play. I like Demir right now. I like the Murktide deck. Well, at least I have all the cards for it. Also, I have the cards to build like some red black stuff. Maybe red black. What's that card? Hollow One, possibly. I think that's the most successful red black deck right now. Or even Grixis, or we'll see. Like, because there's a ton of different, there's a ton of possibilities, especially when it comes to like new sets. If there's some, and like if they've been printing sets like they have been with like really powerful cards in them, then it's possible that we could see a little shift. It's hard. I highly doubt it, just because of like right now, Energy is still like the #1 deck and. Everybody's still like building your decks to beat that, and like around that being the meta still. Like I don't know, like I guess that deck has just so much that like the banning of the One Ring, Giganta, and Amped Raptor out of that deck was still not enough to kick it out of the tier 1 meta. Okay, so I think here we want to. I'm gonna go ahead and play a Mosswood Dread Knight. Can also just be it can just block the Otter. We haven't had a chance to play. I think I may have played against this Fear of Isolation deck once. Or like it is. Oh, okay, it is Esper. All right, well, never mind then. I thought it was the blue-black version. I thought it was just the blue-black version. I'll into cards for Golgari mid-range with Cauldrons. Yeah, that was a deck for a little while. I mean, possibly. Honestly, it was okay back then, right? So maybe it'll be okay now. Like, it's got the Green Sun Zenith now. So it might be a good reason, good suggestion. Okay. I do have Elf. I'm gonna go ahead and attack here. I gotta end the game, which we'll be able to like clean up these tokens with the Gixis command, and then we'll put us a little ahead. Optimistic Scavenger. I'm gonna have to probably kill this thing. Okay, for a white for a Nurturing Pixie. Okay, we'll allow this to happen. Picks up the talent. And see if we recast the talent. He does. So we will go ahead and put down the Optimistic Scavenger now. So he can't pump anything over the Gixis command. And we'll take this. All right. Let's play Gix's command. We'll wipe his board and put 2 counters on. We'll go ahead and put, you know what, we're gonna try and save the elf, but we'll put 2 counters on the Mosswood Dread Knight. Gets it out of nowhere to run range, gives us some life back, and, you know, puts a serious clock on him. I'm still placing now. Yeah, okay. Or it's still placing. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that deck, it's pretty, I thought it was pretty interesting, that Golgari deck in Modern. Not the Yawgmoth deck, but the other one, obviously, the red green mid-range deck. I want to see a little bit more of it. Does it still have Urza Saga? But gets his fan may be my favorite card in Standard right now. You're not wrong. You know, like, it's, I think it's probably like one of my favorite cards in Standard too. It's so good. Okay, well, we're going to get full advantage out of this. Draw a card. Play the Dread Knight. Yeah, when they don't get Hopeless Nightmare, like this, this matchup can be pretty good. Especially for like the cards that we have. When we start getting our throwbacks, then it's going to be even better. Well behind Annex. Yeah, as far as being Geek's Command being your best card. Okay, nowhere to run. We'll take it. That's fine. Yeah, for Saga still in the green-black deck. Follow-up question about this list. Why not Maelstrom Pulse? Maelstrom Pulse. It's, again, it was a meta call that I had made. I felt that it just was too slow. It's basically, it's essentially just a turn. It's just like a 3-mana murder, which I wasn't really in the space for it. It's very, like, you sure you can possibly get the plus side of like killing something with the same name. Against a mirror match, it isn't very good, because if you have the same card out, then it kills your cards too. I mean, it may be solid for like, let's see. I'm gonna be solid into make otters. Yeah, it could be like pretty good for getting rid of multiple otters and stuff, but we also just have like Geek's Command and Harvester out of the board. All I know is that I wasn't too ecstatic about it. We'll go ahead and draw here. Still draw. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and give them this Glissa. Or do I? Could get them Mosswood. I'll give them Mosswood. Make them kill it again if they want to. Yeah, this deck, well, I guess this deck wasn't as prevalent, so maybe the Maelstrom Pulse is a little better now that this deck, this kind of like Storm Chaser's talent combo is a little bit more prevalent in a lot of these decks. So it's a consideration. I wonder if it would take the place of. Oh no, it kind of depends. Maybe the end? I'll have to relook at it and see what I actually want to cut for it. Really, like, you really want to, like, even if you do, like, Maelstrom Pulse these tokens, like, the real issue is, like, getting rid of the Storm Chaser's talent officially to not have to deal with their bullshit. Okay, so he's animating, attacking with this. We'll take this. And using the map on that. Get That's right. So he's got 2. This town ain't big enough. What I was hoping to do is be able to animate the Restless Cottage to get rid of one of these, but no, we can't. So they can talent in that. So we're just going to go ahead and go wide with our threats. Is there... We played this and this. Do we have enough mana to... Yeah, we have enough mana to draw with this and play our threats. See if we draw into something else that we want to play. It's possible we want to... Maybe we'll attack first. You know what? Yeah, we'll attack with the Dread Knight first. See what they do. They may double block. And then we can just like reuse this one. Yeah, pulls the talent. Well, we have the answer. So that's the thing, right? Like we have the answer for the talents already. So, and they're like the answers that we have for the talents also are good for dealing with other stuff that's actually in the meta. I just wasn't convinced that Maelstrom Pulse was anything more than kind of like a sorcery speed 3 mana murder. And I was like, we have like ways to answer pretty much everything already, and it's kind of just like a source. I didn't think that sorcery speed was where we want it to be against the decks. That's what it basically boils down to. We have enough, yeah. Just make sure we're tapping the right colors. And, yep, and see, we get to tear asunder this thing, get this out of the way. And then honestly, play another Mosswood. Same thing as Glissa, essentially. But not the same thing as Glissa, like this is actually an effective kill spell against Glissa. So you don't want them to use it on that. Now we have to worry about getting tempoed. So I'm just gonna play that. The Dread Knight. Okay. And now we gotta be careful of our life total. Because he's starting to get aggressive here. Attacking with 2. So next turn, animate, cottage, and attack. They block. I could potentially draw with the Moss Knight and play something, but we take this, we go to 4, use the map on the Restless Cottage. Is it 3? I'm gonna say no blocks. And hope he doesn't like runner, Hopeless Nightmare. I think will probably punish us the most. Thinking. Because we could just draw, go for the throat, and then win this game. Go for the throat or cut down. Yeah, I'll even up, like, keeping the elf just gives us more answers. Actually, you know what we can do? I just thought about this was, okay, we can actually win the game this turn. So we can, or next turn, we can use Land of War Waste to like actually produce a black, put us to 5, make the end 2 mana, exile this, animate the cottage, and then attack for game. I think I like when this and this end was an annoyance. Yeah, I mean, post board. I don't actually, was it bringing it in post board? Possibly wasn't. This situation, uh, whatever. I just think that the end is going to be more effective in game ones against all decks, which is kind of where you want to be with mid-range decks. And it's still going to win us the game. It's still basically going to be an annoying. And if you just need more effects like that, then you just put it in. And we drew Go for the Throat too anyways. Yeah, we'll keep that. We'll keep the end a secret. Badoosh. Okay. All right. So we've been trying different. This is kind of a difficult deck to sideboard for. We weren't sure exactly how we wanted to do it going into the weekend. And honestly, during the weekend, I really went back and forth on what I was actually boarding in this matchup. And I'm going to try this sideboard plan that I've recently thought about looking at, and this one is mainly for like the blue-black version of this deck that has like kind of a lot less creatures and resembles a lot more of blue-black mid-range. So we're going to be bringing in the Duress, no Anoint. No one was just talking about Anoint, but I didn't want too many of that effect. For a while, it just doesn't become as good. And we're bringing in the Harvesters and the Silex. Silex just easily kind of cleans up tokens, and then the 1-drops. And then we're going to be taking out... it's going to look a little weird. We're just going to try and be more control-y in this game. And check out some of these kind of clunky 3-drops. And focus on trying to basically control the game. Get to a point where we Gix's Command or play Thrun. So we're going to keep our Land of War Elves in order to ramp up to these. And also Land of War Elves just helps us like play the cards from our hand that we have. We're going to try this this approach to it. Also, since he's Esper, that we don't want the end as much and want the Anoint. Well, you know what? We'll do that. This is for, like, in the blue-black version of it, there's Kaido and Enduring Curiosity, so the end is actually better versus them, but maybe Anoint is actually better versus Esper. We'll see how this goes. They don't have, like, a really good way of getting rid of Mosswood Dread Knight. The Mosswood just is kind of like our way of winning the game. Oh, one-lander. Excuse me. Oh, I don't know where that came from. I've been having like some sinus issues, even like from last weekend. So, I was hoping that the worst is over, but man, it just kind of came out of nowhere. Yeah, so we'll mulligan this. Another one-lander. Well, gotta be able to play the game, so we're gonna mulligan again. We're gonna hit lands. Normally this deck is just going to make us discard it. Like if they get dealt with Nightmare Starts, they're just going to make us discard a lot of cards anyways. So we're just gonna get a head start on them. I'm just thinking long and hard about their mulligan decisions, as they should. I saw their names counterspelled 69. Nice. Wait, if it counterspelled 69, then you're not getting 69? That's not nice. It's not nice at all. Much rather have 69. Dare you counterspell my 69 opponent? Yeah, we're gonna mulligan. Okay, not even a black land. We're gonna go to 4. All right. Man, this is it's gonna be an uphill battle, so we can try to, I don't know what's the best outcome. The outcome is that we maybe draw a land. We'll put back one of each of these, maybe just one of each of these. I kind of prefer to keep like my Llanowar elves to be able to, like, you know, play my spells, but just take these. Take them all to 4. Start thinking about the next game. Message. Nope, spam. Curse you, spam. One of these days. You say it's all fine, you spam. A lot to think about. Alright, start off with Storm Chaser's talent. Best start. Well, we did get a land though. That's pretty good. What else? See what they got. Our opponent's a thinker. They're used to playing counter spells, that's why. They're not playing counter spells, they don't know what to do. Yo, what's good, David? How you been, man? Hope you have fun this weekend. It's a wild ride. We're trying out this some changes from the list that I played over in the Spotlight series. I'm taking this. Oh, runner lands. All right, we'll take it. Are they holding? I feel like they're just holding up a. What's it called? This town ain't big enough. You know what? I'm gonna attack first. See what they do. Didn't have a response. Makes me just want to play the Terrace Center because it feels like they didn't. It was a little too quick. I'll still play this. Oh man. Came back with a sinus infection. Oh, dude, man, I don't know. I don't know if it's like a thing that's coming around or what it is, but like I had one like last weekend. That was messing with me. I hope it's not. God, I hope it's not like some fucking new COVID or some shit like that. Oh, that would be weird. That's so weird. Like just like COVID that just gives you a fucking sinus infection. And the shit is that? I'm just glad I was able to beat the odds in day 2 with his Warriors control. Yeah. Yeah, man. Man, you gotta show me the actual list that you had played from there, because I was telling people that I know that you're a really good deck builder. I hope that came out right, goddamn. But I was telling people that decks like Golgari and decks like blue white control really have to be built very particularly, and they really have to be based on what people are actually doing in the meta. So I know that you probably built that blue white control deck with a lot of stuff in the meta in mind. This is why you day 2'd compared to like other blue white control decks out didn't do as well if they got played at all. Did you see how high I ended up in the 10K, the standard 10K? I remember he was doing okay in it. I just didn't remember how it ended. I forgot to say bye to him when I was leaving. Okay. Okay, we'll just go ahead and play Mosswood. Tear asunder this while they're tapped out. And pass. Tiny Bone's doing a little jig over here. Didn't have time to play test. Oh wait, what happened? It was all about brainstorming. I did no play testing. I just sat down and look at decks. Dude, there's a lot of times where I do that too. That's like a big part of the process, right? Where you just have to like theory craft, especially when you're trying to do something new. Like theory crafting is really important because you don't have like really a lot to base it off of, and you're just kind of flying by the seat of your own pants. Excuse me. Okay. Oh, it kept them sheltered by ghosts. Interesting. Doing to think about stuff. Opponent's a thinker. Yeah, I did a lot of theory crafting with this deck too, but I also like, you know, did a ton of like testing on Arena going into that weekend, and today we're just playing some hindsight lists based off of the few things that I missed when building the deck and interactions that I had missed when building the deck. My opponent might just time out. Okay. Here we go. Opponent's to 11. Okay. Can I just leave this untapped? It's probably gonna pump them anyways. Guess I'll force him to pump if he wants to protect this guy. Yeah, like your list, a lot of thought went into it. Yeah, I got a lot of thought went into it. You should have been here earlier when I was explaining all of the choices that I had made in this deck and why I made them. You'll be on the VOD, I guess. And if you ever want to like think about playing this list, then you'll know exactly why I played the cards that I did. I was really happy with Thrun. Thrun was like a big get for... Thrun was always a card that I thought was like super busted when it came out in March. Or March? No, All Will Be One. Frick's All Will Be One. And it just never saw any love, never saw any play until Misplaced Ginger actually did well with it. And I was like, you know what? Sure, like I'll go ahead and play this deck. I think it's really, really good. Or I played this card because I think it's really, really good. A really good call in the meta right now when people are just trying to tap a bunch of stuff down. Let's see what they do. What are they doing? Gonna attack. Obviously they have some sort of flash effect. I'm gonna make him use it. What you got? Nowhere to run. Let's see. Just gonna get these triggers, sure. Trigger. What does that card? Assuming we might target the life linker. The meta wasn't good for it at all at the time. Yeah, it probably just wasn't right. Yeah, so this is targeting that. Get my guy back. Let's take that. Okay. Play. Attack the pass. I snap bought a playset when when it first came out and never did anything with them. I don't know if I did that. I think for All Will Be One I was like focusing a lot on the Pioneer Pro Tour and the implications of like those cards in Pioneer. So I thought Throne was good, but I didn't think it was Pioneer worthy. Thought it was like a pretty good card though. Okay, we can get past this Optimistic Scavenger. We're at 8 life. Need to find a way. If we can find a Gix's Command, then that would be awesome. Yeah, this was also just a mold of 4, so we're just really trying to. Okay, we got in there, turn Pixie. Gix's Command is still a option. I think the card that I was spending all my money on from All Will Be One was Squirrel Defector Might. I tried to make that card work in this format with like a blue-white, or not, white-black, where it's all mid-range deck, where you just like turn 1 Squirrel, turn 2 Deep Cavern Bat or Caustic Bronco, and Zerlane, and then just kind of like protect the biggest cards. Okay. One. Boom. Save us some damage here. Am I just dead no matter? I mean, we just gotta get lucky here. Okay. Did not get lucky there. We'll take that. Surprised we lasted that long in that mold of 5. Or mold of 4. And I think, yeah, we're just gonna keep doing the same thing. I don't think there's anything that particularly miss. The only thing maybe is like, I only kind of miss Shieldred, not in particularly. Shieldred's like, when in this matchup, like a lot of it, they do tempo you a lot and bounce your stuff a lot, and you really don't want to invest a ton of mana into something that doesn't do anything, especially ETB, if it doesn't enter the battlefield and do something, because it's just gonna die or get tapped down or get bounced. So we'll just keep playing this. We can't beat. I guess it took a mold of 4 for them to beat us. We'll be happy about that. All right. I don't even know what this like character is. This like, God, I forgot the name of this Japanese food snack. What's it, like the rice and then the seaweed underneath that holds the stuff in. Oh God, I can't remember. Cannot remember. I'm a bad anime fan. I know. Seems good. Take it. Lands and spells. I think what I'll actually do is like play Restless Cottage first, and then be able to Restless Cottage into Elf. As soon as we get this run down on board, I don't think there's anything that they're going to be able to do to stop it. Alright, get yourself up. Get yourself up, Tiny Bones. What are you doing? You can't just lay there just all discombobulated. You gotta get your life together. Our opponent just has a pet rock. Wait, did we freeze? Oh no, they're still just thinking. This is me after a night of going out on the town on the weekend. The morning after. My hips over there, heads over here, hands are over there. I'm like, just all over the place. Oh, man, our opponent is determined to waste as much of our time as possible. I looked down, I didn't even notice that we had made diamond. Pay attention. Been losing. We've lost both of our games just now. I thought we were still in platinum. Okay. Our opponent's timed out. Do not know. The bad internet connection. Must have WoW. If you're not from Alabama, is WoW just in Alabama? Like the internet provider WoW? Is that just in Alabama? Because when I lived in Georgia, I don't remember like WoW being a service at all. Only ever seen it in Alabama. Anyways, their internet is not great. Well, finally, our opponent's doing something. The math is mathing. Okay. In duress. Alright. Lots of good stuff. I think I'll actually, may possibly take this Sheltered by Ghosts, actually. This town ain't big enough is a little annoying. The Shelter by Ghost just takes our... Oh, we can just kill it, though. Yeah, we'll take this town. This town is just too good. And if they want to get rid of this thing, we'll just kill it off. Oh, 9 minutes remaining in the match timer. We can see the match if this expires. Okay. Yeah, our opponent will. Just kept taking up too much time. I don't even know if I've ever seen this fucking timer here. That's insane. But they have like wasted that much time. Yeah, if our opponent times out before they can actually win, that'd be insane. Alright. So they're not playing Sheltered by Ghost. Interesting. Is their opponent's... Is there a timer? Well, I'm just gonna sit back and wait. Unfortunately, I'm sorry guys, but man, it's just like, I guess it's just, this is what some people at the Spotlight series must have felt. It's just like sitting there watching their opponent shuffle cards in their hand and only have one replay. Oh, okay. They actually have other plays. Okay. I was about to say. I was like, I can't believe this that they would not really have any other plays. So. I have to make a decision. Discard Thrun. We have another copy. I'm guessing he's thinking about picking this up and playing it again. Decks. So we're hoping to top deck a untapped land. So I'm gonna make it discard. I'm gonna blot out. Discard blot out. It's possible we should just discard the Thrun. And then just hope to top deck. Because if we don't get a land, then it's gonna suck. They may think that we also like animate this sanctuary. So no way we can. I can see this being like a little bit harder of a decision. Yeah, sure. We'll take this. Make it discard. The question is, do you use this card now? Sitting here waiting, but we're not still. I mean, just not in a great spot. We do have to hope to get this untapped land. He's thinking if he wants to overcommit to the board. Year of isolation. Alright, we finally made a move of some sort. I'm gonna do it. So we can get the fear isolation out. Oh, of course. No attacks. Still gonna hold up the sanctuary. Pitch the Thrun. Ooh. Let me make this. Not feeling so good. That's a little better. We'll do this and gain life. Either do this and gain life or kill this. Really wish I didn't kill the Fear of Isolation now. Gaining 4 life at least buys us a few turns. Well, one more turn. Where to run. Dress. Yeah. We're top deck. Okay. Yeah, we need to draw some real action. Means doesn't. We can't block anyways. Okay, well that's actually game. Stiff equipment. Alright. Yeah, that was unfortunate. Maybe the thrones were not the way to go, and we just wanted to maybe get stuff on board as soon as possible. So maybe it's that we want to keep Sentinel maybe? We'll think about it. So it's 3 in a row, not looking good for us. This is a league we would have washed. All right, next game. First, we'll keep this. We finally get to be on the play. Anything else? Preacher. Pass. At least that was a decent start this time. Against another blue-black deck. Vampire and draw. Just blood out. Creature of their own. So it is mid-range. Be like a funkier version of mid-range. I'll attack with these just in case I draw a Thrun. Nope, just another land. Plain pass. Is there at least they're not answering our Preacher to Schism, which I'm sure they probably have answers for it. So I believe they kept a hand with just starts with Preacher. With the Preacher, alright. Hand with a bunch of Preachers, I guess. Land. This sound have some decent follow-up in Glissa. And then it kicks this command So he's got Soulstone Sanctuary that he can animate. Let me still just attack. Just attack with everything. Drowner. Alright. Don't look this up. Still attacking with everything. Very Mastermind. And get to draw an extra card. I'm at a 4. I may only gig this command. Let's wipe its board and put a counter on something. Not really. I'm gonna draw. Probably Mosswood. Pass. Let's try and overwhelm him. I'm going wider than him right now, so that's actually where I want to be. Man, we are getting a whole hell of a lot of raids today. John Likes Games, welcome, man. Thank you for bringing the 29 people with you, dog. Appreciate it. Hope you guys had good games today. Really bringing the energy back into this, man. Our last match really drained us of a lot of energy. So appreciate you really pumping some into this chat. Oh God. Okay, right now we're doing some testing with the green black deck that we topped the Spotlight series with, and making some adjustments, seeing what we can do to make it better. Okay, we're gonna just flip back our card. Flip it big. Did you guys play any games today? Any games of Magic, at least? Okay. Alright, we're just gonna... Leroy Jenkins. Alright. Okay, so both board, and then lights where it runs these and the sword once in future. Cutting the 3 drops, a little clunky. Keep the rest of the stuff. This being a nice chill day. Guys who are just joining from John Likes Game stream, thanks again for joining. We'd love it if you guys would become new followers. Definitely check out our TikTok, our YouTube, or and us on Twitter and Blue Sky. We're probably gonna be transferring a lot of stuff to Blue Sky, so check us out on that. We can get that rolling. Lots of stuff planned for 2025, so make sure to be in the know and with our community and check us out. Yeah, we'll keep this. This is fine. We at least can't beat blue-black, then we just need to put this up, because this was the whole reason we had designed this deck this way. So far we've played against blue-black control, Gruul Ramp, Esper Pixie, and now this deck. Okay. A little light on lands. We're hoping to get some lands here in a little bit to help us continue on this game, but having cheap interaction is also okay, so I'll kind of take that. I didn't get a Mosswood out. Get onto the board. And we're able to do this while holding up a cut down, so that's even more important. Because the longer we can keep them off Kaido, the better. Alright, Drowner's fine. See what they target. Target Mosswood, that's okay. Can kill this now. The secret to beating this this deck is really just taking care of all of the smaller creatures. If we're able to just keep them off the board, then we're in a really good spot. And this is even better because we can kill this. Play another Mosswood. Another mossy boy. Alright, we're going wide. We're doing alright. Also have like the blot out for if they try to play the curiosity on us. Let's see if they want to animate the sanctuary. They do not. We'll allow this to resolve. Then blot out. And this is the reason why we kind of like we had two blot outs in the deck instead of blot out and Shieldred's Edict. This blot out just a way cleaner removal spell than before. Than Shieldred's Edict at least, but we're gonna try having a one-of Shieldred's Edict to for like mana efficiency and again for being able to flash it back with Sword of once in future. Alright, just more interaction, we'll take it. This is kind of where I want to be with this deck. Sure. We'll attack with the elf here. We've got two removal spells being able to be held up. Cut down? Alright. Course. It gives us a free card. So it means they can't animate the Soulstone Sanctuary. Do they have a... Yep, that guy. Oh, for it to enter. Nowhere to run. And that's a scoop. Alright. Good stuff. Alright, finally. That's unfortunately our first win for today. Oh man, no, we're going to see if we can maybe finish this one out on a good note. We did beat the deck that we designed to beat, so you know what? We'll take that. Maybe if we figured out the Pixie deck a little bit better, then or the Pixie side, like the Pixie, like the bouncing sideboard a little bit better, then we would have been better in that matchup. It might be that like we don't want Thrun in the in like the regular Pixie matchup, and then you may just want it in the blue-black version of the deck, because the blue-black version of the deck is a lot grindier, where the Pixie version is a lot more aggressive. I'll make a note of that actually in the board and make that a part of the notes in the sideboard guide. Okay. Let's see. We will be on the play. Be on the play. Alright, we got Elf and 2 drops and some stuff, so we'll keep that. We'll play turn 1 Elf still, just in case we get a 3-drop. Dirty one. Pixie is easy, just board Obstinate Baloff. You know, I tried Obstinate Baloff in practice and in testing. I didn't really like it. It was like okay, like if you got it, you know, turn 1, the high end, like the highs of that card are pretty good. They're okay. They don't win the game, obviously, but the low end of it wasn't super appealing. Also, just wasn't very good in a ton of other matchups. So in the end, I just decided not to run it. Interesting you bring it up though. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and attack, play Mosswood. Pass. Playing against red. Let's try and get this game over with. And they can. Emberheart Challenger. Will they attack? Static to block if they did. Okay, we'll Restless Cottage. Yeah, I'm just gonna kill this now. Just gonna kill it now, get it out of the way so we can deal more damage. Alright, Screaming Nemesis. To attack. 15. Well, don't have removal for it now, but do get to play a Shieldred. Play a Shelly. Help increase the clock. Screaming Nemesis, scary card. That's for sure. Okay. Why not just get rid of our elf? Okay. Let's get life. They're at 9. Opponent's at 9. If we just attack with both of these. No, they're really, I don't know if they were scared of us doing something. But attacking with both the cottage and the rest of this stuff, it's possible. What I'll do is maybe hold back with Shieldred. I'll attack with like the boss with Dread Knight and then they pump the Nemesis, and that would be annoying. It seems like right now they don't really have anything. They're probably going to, Questing Druid, try and find some answers. So right now we're just going to see if Shieldred can, we're just going to try and go wide and see if Shieldred can close out the game. 31's like, yeah, just pass and let Shieldred do it. So yeah, like we were see about doing that, or at least like maybe get some more stuff on board before being aggressive. And now he doesn't have to commit much mana. He didn't stuff, so we'll play that tap. We'll play Heartfire Hero. Oh, he's gonna play Druid, then Heartfire Hero? Okay. Alright, looking for removal. That's a good one. We'll take it. Yeah, sure. Here, Asunder. With Snakeskin Veil? Nice. Alright. Get in there. Get in there with the kicks. Now I don't mind if he wants to trade for the Shieldred. It's actually funny, I can actually just use Glissa to remove a counter from Heartfire. We'll be able to kill it. So you got a double block. You can either do that or destroy the enchantment. Okay, he's just gonna block with both. So trigger. Yeah, we'll destroy the enchantment. Okay. It's like, yeah. Guess he was doing some other calculations and didn't see that one. Oh, okay, all right. Annoyance, Nowheres, Miseries, and Silex. Then we'll be cutting the Mosswood Dread Knights and cutting the Thruns. This matchup is the biggest reason to play Golgari. Yeah, I know, right? Like, so over the weekend, I like played. Let me count how many green matchups that I played. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I played 7 red decks, 5 of them being Golgari. I beat the majority of them. Unfortunately, I lost against 3 of them. And honestly, I think if we were able to like get our cards in those matches, then we could have easily been able to top 8. Yeah, Smash Bros every time in Atlanta. Oh, dude, yeah, it's just so easy. With this deck, it's just got such a good favorable matchup against the creature decks, and I think that's what people were really trying to do in order to beat Dimir and Pixie as well. Like it to get to beat Dimir. I feel like Dimir was the deck to beat over the weekend, and people went into that weekend expect like doing that. There were some people that were still playing like Domain and like White, which I felt weren't all that optimal against that deck, but we'll keep this. We'll keep this. I don't know what it's with Spear. Cut down into cut down. Yeah, we're just gonna use our cut downs. We're just gonna kill their stuff. Try and save some damage, and then follow up with a throwback. Thinking about which to drop the play. Hey, what'd you play in Atlanta? Would love to hear your story. Atlanta Warehouse, sure. Yo, preach for the follow, man. I can't see your full name, unfortunately. Yeah, I can't. It's a little blocked off, but I appreciate it. Came in 52nd. Yo, that's what's up. Hell yeah, Golgari. I think I remember looking at your list. You ran the 4 Miser's Foundries, right? Yeah, they were like super sweet. I was like thinking about doing that. I ended up just going with the Soulstone Sanctuaries because I still had the Unholy Annex in the 75. They were in the sideboard, so I was like, yeah, I'll just like go ahead and put these on the board. Okay, flipped over a Nemesis. Probably just gonna play the Nemesis then. Unless he wants to 2 for 1. It's hard to give up a Nemesis in this spot though. It would have been better, but my deck wrapped out last minute in the last round. Yeah, I feel that. Like I started off day 1 like 6-0, and then in the last 3 rounds it just like crapped out on me. Oh, boo. Okay, Nemesis, we'll take it. Yeah. Played 3 Fountain Port. Did I? I don't know why. Maybe I wasn't. I thought I looked at the list that was posted there. I apologize. But yeah, I like Fountain Port too. I have one of though. Knew that I wanted to still have it somewhere in there. We'll go ahead and anoint this now to keep him from doing any shenanigans. Attack. Yeah, no Soulstone. I feel like I said, I still like Soulstone as a man land and just for the demon type out the post board. It was funny, I think I only boarded in on Holy Annex once because I only played against, like, the only matchup that I would have wanted it against was Golgari out of all of my matches. Oh, the mice. Well, we can kill one of these things, I guess. Get out of here. All right. And now I'm kind of hoping that I draw something else. Yeah, I guess playing the throwback is gonna be fine. Just give me a little life. I would kind of rather like play, like wait for them to have a enchantment. Like this deck runs Innkeeper's Talent, and I'd rather be able to like try and kill and guarantee a kill on Innkeeper's Talent. But I think it's gonna be more important to just put the body on board. Instead of just theoretically waiting for this card. There's always the other one. Oh my god, what's happening? Oh, it's blocked with it. Why would they block with it? They just didn't want their double striker? I don't understand. That really threw me off. Also played through Frail Beck main. Oh, dude, yeah, like that. I played through two throwback in the main deck as well. I think that it was really good for that weekend. Just good against Pixie, Red, Demir. I ended up liking it as well. Like it's just this card's just so good. Just does everything. It's such a good catch-all. I am going to say no attacks and pass. I'm just gonna see if I can get him, because I'm never sure if these decks are going to have Snakeskin Veil. Okay, they got Embar Challenger. Let me put a stop on their main phase. Get rid of this Embar Challenger. I can't just keep getting card advantage from it over and over again. Okay, double strike. Double strike trample. Attack with both here. Even with Manifold Mouse? I'm fine taking the trade with Manifold Mouse. It guarantees the trade. It guarantees like a 2-for-1. So torch the tower. Oh, okay, that's why. They were just planning to attack it off anyways. I was wondering. I guess they wanted to see if I was actually blocking that spot. It's fair. And a higher claw. Alright, so now we're in top deck mode. This is a great top deck. Go down to Shelly. Shelly! Shelly! That's South Park reference, if y'all didn't get that. Okay. Questing Druid. Oh, don't have the shot. Not the shot. Oh, scorching shot. Okay. Alright. Back to the drawing board. Take it. Draw. Nameless City. Okay. I can play this and get a little bit of card selection. I'm going to buy some time, find something good. Oh, better than not that. Better than drawing that land, I guess. Streaming Nemesis. Ugh. Okay. And with that, I think what I'm gonna do is block the Questing Druid, because if we can top deck command here, then that would be very good. No, don't have a spell. Oh, dang it. Okay, well, I wasn't planning for them to actually have a spell in that spell, I guess. One they could cast. Alright. We'll take that. That was. I guess we were kind of trying to play to our outs. If they had that, they had it. Okay. Yeah, couldn't beat Rage regardless. You're right, Dirty. Rage was just what the shit. Okay, this is good. Okay. Start off Moon Marsh into Elf, and then be able to hold up Harvester and Cut Down if you want to. Hero. Tear Asunder. Go ahead and kill this thing now. You just want to cut down these things as soon as possible so that they can't augment their power. Cut downs really efficient, but definitely the weakest removal spell to pump spells. Oh, add a mana. Did the smart thing and passed. Nice. Smart gamer. Even smarter gamer. Again, we're just going to get rid of this thing now. We're lucky that they just won't have extra creatures to play and just a bunch of pump spells. Plus, again, like it's hard for these things to really do any help. I'm gonna play to know where to run now, so that he, like, if he does even target this thing, like he won't be able to get another card from it. Full mouse. Okay, come on, give me a land. Good. Okay. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna play the throwback as a 3/3. Doesn't do anything, but I mean it may either keeps them from attacking or makes them trade a card for this, which I'm happy for. Trade a card if you want. Switch Rage, sure. And a 10. Right. Lot out. Okay. The time where Shieldred's Edict would actually be better because of how Offspring works. Of how Offspring works, it is he's going to have the choice to sack either one of these because this is an exact copy of it. So it is still 2 CMC. Another Rage, just not. And okay. Well, Crossfingers that he doesn't have another pump spell or damage spell. Not looking good though. If he has Burst Lightning, then we're just dead. I mean, we can't play around Burst Lightning anyways. Like, we have to just hold this up as removal for this turn. I'm gonna I wanna tear asunder it. So no, he doesn't have a pump spell. I mean, he would have just killed me if he did. The thing I could have also done is just like waited to see if because I could have used a Tear Asunder and then been able to hold up in Shieldred. Okay, I still have to use this Tear Asunder. Yeah, I would have been able to like play Glissa and then actually have a clock. Hero. We'll play. Scorching Shot. Not Screaming Nemesis. Okay. Well, we were cooked either way. Okay. Well. GG's. Man. It was not a good day for us. Not a good day at all. Yeah, the thing they should have Scorching Shot before. Or they have Scorching Shot for sure. I mean, that's some a hard removal spell. Yeah, they happen. Yeah, they were tough games, John. Tough games. So, ended up for not a good showing for the deck in this one. I promise it definitely played a lot better, or maybe I played a lot better at the in Atlanta. So, let's see. Maybe the changes that we made were a little bit more deterministic than I thought they would be. But anyways, we'll just take a look at the deck one more time for people that are still in here or new to it. This is what we played. And then talked about like all of the changes that we had made from our Spotlight Series run. Didn't like pointing out the Dread Knight for expensive spells. Yeah, I prefer like just cutting the Dread Knights. I think most of the time you just want to be killing stuff in that spot, and they don't really match up super well. It was the right. I think most of the time it was like a better thing for me to do in the version that I didn't have elves in, but the fact that I have elves and I'm able to like ramp into like the more expensive cards, because like we're not technically really boarding in any expensive cards. We're boarding in like Annoyance and Nowhere to Run, Harvester, Miseries, like stuff that we were wanting to actually kill. So yeah, like so pretty low on duress. Cutting it entirely from the 75, maybe. I was thinking duress, like I don't know what would you replace it with, because duress is the type of card that in the bad matchups when you're trying to like interact with the stuff that they have going on, it's like pretty ideal to like take away counters or to take away board wipes and stuff like that. So important to run a good collection of sweepers for Convoke. Yeah, I mean, we got our Gates' Command, got our Harvester of Miseries, and Filigree Silex, so it was usually pretty covered when we played against that one. I was thinking Cruel Claws Heist. It's can be a little clunky, I guess, on the draw, but maybe that's fine. It does take, like, against Domain, it's definitely better, right? Because you're actually taking the Overlords, where Duress can't take the Overlords. So that's something to consider. I was like, I always thought that, like, Cruel Claws was a pretty decent card. maybe like a one of instead of like one of the duress. But I was pretty happy with having like the board of duress in the matchups where I really wanted it, because I really wanted to interact with what was in their hand. Mainly board wipes and planeswalkers, just things that were a lot harder for me to interact with. So yeah. I generally only bring in duress and Sunfall decks. We were trying to bring it in against the Pixie decks. Like trying to, we were like, it wasn't a part of the plan in the Spotlight series, but we were testing it today to see if we would just rather have duress in order to like take out their bounce spells and all of the enchantments that are much harder to interact with while they're on the board. It was decent. It was okay. We still ended up, well, we did mold a 4 in like one of those games today, so it was like a non-game. So it's still like a work in progress. The Pixie deck is still like it's pretty new. It's feels like a hard deck for this one to at least sideboard for, especially with our current configuration. But I wasn't unhappy with the deck that we had. And plus, I already thought that it was a pretty, like a solidly favorable matchup already, depending on how the start is. Basically, kind of tough. Just a plan getting lucky with Bailoff and hoping that you get rough mana. Yeah, like I said, the Bailoff, I was a little less impressed with. Like, if it's just for like the Pixie deck, then I'm fine just not having it. I think that I was beating that deck pretty regularly without it. Played against the Dimir Enchantment deck that came in second. That felt actually, I think we might have more wins against that version like than the regular Pixie deck in our practice. That one at least like is a lot more like Dimir, which is what this deck is designed to be. So it was actually like it felt much easier to like fight against that than against like Pixies like being like an additional like bounce spell for them and being a lot lower to the ground. Oh yeah, but that was it. This is the deck. Thanks everybody for joining and kind of sitting through me rambling about this stuff. Thanks so much for your input too, especially you, Dirty. I would like really hope you guys join the Southern Magic Discord. I won't be playing at standard. Reason I'm going to be getting ready for the RC in Portland, so I'll be playing a lot more modern on here. So every Tuesday, I'll try and get on here. Probably going to run leagues, test out some decks that I'm interested in competitively, and maybe some that I just see and think are pretty neat. So hope you guys join in. There's also like the rest of my co-hosts as well, so if you please leave your notifications on for the stream, because they hop in once in a while and try some cool stuff with Modern and Legacy or whatever they honestly feel like playing. Are you coming to Oxford Gaming Center RCQ weekend? I hear it's gonna be like bad weather and like bad road conditions this weekend, and on like Friday and Saturday and stuff. So honestly, like I don't know. Like also I have like a tattoo appointment on Saturday, so I won't be making Saturday. So if I do come, then it'll be on Friday. So yeah, like that'll be it. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah. I think I feel like last year they also like scheduled their RCQ weekend for like a weekend where there were just like really bad weather and road conditions. It's just it was that's interesting. I wonder if they just like scheduled it for the same date and just kind of forgot about that. Yeah, who's to say? But I'll try. I'll see about Friday if the roads are better and I can actually get on. I don't have like a really like good car for like getting around on icy roads, so I would not get on the road with that if I were to come. But anyways, I've got one RC invite. I am not as like grindy for this one to get a second one. Like if I get a second one, then cool. The RCs are kind of close together, so it may be a little difficult for me to hit them up back to back. So I'll probably just be going to Minneapolis and then seeing if I actually feel like, you know, making that trek up to Hartford for the second one. But okay. Well, again, guys, thanks for dropping by. Hope you guys enjoyed the games. Have we got any packs open, or I'm just like starting to glitch out a little bit. What do we got in our packs? Anything good? Help us walk, Heart. Crystal Barricade. We need some more gold wild cards. We are really lacking. Just got 4 left now. And our so there's some good ways away from our full progress. All right. Well, you know what? We're going to check out and see if we can raid some folks. We were really, really fortunate. If you're still here from anybody who raided us today, thank you so much for joining and sticking around. We appreciate the love from them. We had like a total of like three raids today. Wow, that's definitely a record for, I don't know if it's a record for everyone else, but I know that's the record for me personally. Holy crap. So yeah, let's go check out and see if you guys have any recommendations on who we should raid, then let me know. I'm gonna browse around Twitch and see if I can find some interesting games.
Sing it.
25 Melodic. Meowodic is actually on. Dingo, old classic. Playing modern though. They're playing Meowdic. Oh, they're playing this blue black bounce deck. You know what? We're actually gonna pull her. I kind of like their stream. It's actually pretty cool. Unless you guys had any recommendations. Do you have any recommendations? I know. Well, let's go check out their stream. Their stream's actually they're honestly pretty funny. It's a VTuber that plays Magic, and we tuned into her a couple months ago, and it was like a pretty enjoyable one. So yeah, let's check them out this time. Make sure to show them lots and lots of love, guys. Show them the same love that you showed me for sticking around. All right, see y'all later. Appreciate it.
It's actually not that big a deal unless I can stop my fire. A Southern Magic. Coming in with the raid. How is everybody? How was your stream? I'm dead. Womp womp. Tried so hard, got so far, but in the end it doesn't even matter. Yeah, welcome everybody, for those of you who don't know me. I am Meowodic. I am a Magic the Gathering VTuber, and I play Standard a lot these days. But yeah, check out Southern Magic if you have a chance. Hope I've been having good games today. Yeah, my games have been going good. What oh, you were playing green black. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you're okay. Yeah, I hope you're okay. Uh-oh. That's not a good look. Oh my god, crypto ban. making a surprise appearance. That'll do it. Aha. You won one match? Yeah. That sounds about right for Green Black. I'm sorry. That does sound about right. Okay. Actually, Pool should be in. Pool should be in. Maybe I take out a cut down. Time for the best Amir deck to win. Absolutely. I'm about to cook. Chat, you guys have seen me use the toaster, but now you're about to see me use the microwave. You have no idea what I'm about to do. Well, actually, you might. I'm gonna put a potato in there and a metal object and see what happens. I mentioned cooking a lot. What is my go-to weeknight recipe? Okay. So, I don't know how to say this. My go-to weeknight recipe is like... How do I say this? I'm thinking of a good way to say this. I forget that I'm supposed to eat meals a lot, so then I get to a point where I'm hungry because I forgot to eat, and then I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go have a little snack or something. But I forget that, like, you're supposed to eat meals, so I have a snack. But yeah, I eat, like, my go-to weeknight meal is, like, granola bar. Did I eat today? I did. Stickly thin trans girls. Perchance. I drink some water. Yesterday was bad. I forgot about drinking water. I ended up drinking... I did get, like... How many granola bars do I eat except for a meal? Bread. Oh no. Oh no. I mean, it could work. Am I up to date on my meds? What meds? Yeah, I will smoke cigarettes out back. Honestly, Rashid and I would get along so well if we met IRL. We could both smoke cigarettes together. Huge draw. I'm gonna try to confirm a third land. But yeah, when I do actually cook, I like chicken meals. I'm pretty basic. I do have a cast iron pan. Clearly, you guys don't own a cast iron pan, but I do, because I'm better than you. And you just cook the chicken, and then you have, like, whatever sauce to go with it. How am I able to lift such a heavy pan? I work out. That's how. I feel dead. Or maybe not. They might also be looking for land. Do I care about a ninjutsu Kaito? I am. Ooh. I mean, it's gotta be that. Yes, I am 7'10". Chet. I am built like Slenderman. Actually, how is Slenderman built? I haven't seen his build in a while, Slenderman. I am not built like Slenderman. He's pretty stocky, actually. Yeah, no, I'm not built like Slenderman. He's too stocky. Interesting. Isn't Slenderman not being seen online? A Slenderman would be a VTuber. that would actually possibly be. You're 5'13". Those are two different measurements. You're 5 feet tall, 13 inches in a different measurement. Interesting. If I get Silex, do I just like explode out my ears and die horribly? Perchance. 5 feet tall, 13 inches around. Oh, wow, a 13-inch waist. That's quite small. Okay. Like, if I Storm Chasers no return and they Silex on 0, I have nothing. Right? I think I'm supposed to Nightmare. I do like feet. What is that? Oh, Hyper Boomies. You know, mulliganing and getting the rest is just such a bad feeling. I think I do this. Okay. I mean, that's also bad, but it's actually manageable. Unless they have